Hello and welcome to the Kundalini vlog. That was Zen, this is Tao. I'm Vivek Govekar. Namaste. This is episode 129. I realized that I have been away for a couple of months now. I made those episodes 27 and 28, 127 and 128 in May. And right now it is the 6th of July, 2024. So it's been a couple of months now. And I got a couple of comments asking for the next episode. So I went and watched episode 128 again, where I talk about who I was, how my Kundalini awakening happened, and where it went from there until I made the videos, which is 2013 is when I started making the videos. So from 2006 to 2013, some of the details of what changes happened within me. And even beyond that, yes, you have seen the videos from 2014, 2015, when I was living in my house in Cary, North Carolina. I was still married to my then wife, now ex-wife. So things were very different and a lot of changes were happening within me, but I was still understanding the process. From absolutely not knowing what a Kundalini awakening can do and the details of it, or never even working towards it, just being a scientist, working guy, to having had the highest experience and a snake constantly moving through my spine and having to adjust to it, learning about it. All of that happened between 2006 to 2013. So 2007 we moved to Cary, North Carolina, bought a house. 2008 we had a baby, our daughter Lisa, and 2018 is when I got divorced from my wife, left Cary, came to the West Coast, and for the past 6 years I have been here. So here I made more episodes. From 2021 to about 2022 I made another 50 some episodes, from episode 70 to episode 128. Now this is the 129th episode. So in those episodes I talk about a lot of stuff that were revelations to me, things I had to learn to cope with the process. The outcomes that I got all led to these episodes that I made. However, in the last episode, in 128, I had to go back and summarize everything from the last 17 some years when the Kundalini process began suddenly. And since then, what it has done, how it has changed me, I had to sum it up in one episode, which I did in episode 128. However, I would like to talk about some more minor details that may have been relevant then and got forgotten later, but I can go back, think about it, what helped the process. So first I had to start thinking about what to mention. Who am I doing it for? When I began this podcast / vlog, it was with the intent of helping out anyone that is suffering from the same issue that I was facing, which is a spontaneous Kundalini awakening. And how to make the best of it, how to stabilize it. That is what led to me starting to make episodes in the first place. So, considering that, what information do I need to give in episode 129, right after the one where I talk about how my process began, who I was before that, and how it continued, briefly, which I did. So, the most important thing now in 2024, having stabilized everything, gone through some ups and downs, and had to make changes within my own personality, I have realized that the most important advice I can give to people is stay in the moment. Someone asked me about issues related to headaches, being in a haze. So being in a moment for me involves Anulom Vilom, or as alternate nostril breathing. And that is still very effective. If you want to hit a instant reset and remove all thoughts from your mind, Anulom Vilom breathing is very effective. So I have found it very important. I do it daily, multiple times a day, to bring myself back in the moment. Anytime I see too many thoughts accumulating, that means, okay, time to hit a reset. I do the alternate nostril breathing, bring myself to the present moment, stabilize myself, and then focus on the task at hand. Be in the moment, do what you are involved in doing at that moment, and think of nothing else. If you can accomplish that, either through the breathing or through other techniques, affirmations, mindfulness, that will help you out a lot. Mainly, all the problems are going to be thoughts. Too many thoughts circulating through your mind, too many things from the outside to influence you, television, friends, family members, people that work with you, etc., etc. Inculcating a habit of stabilizing your thought processes, bringing it to a still, and letting go of the baggage. Those are very important things that I do to this day. Okay, beyond that, it depends on you, what mantras you want to use, for what reason, how your process responds to that. All needs to be taken into consideration before you take the next step. Right? So in my case, now I am perfectly stabilized. I can go out, work, and still be stable, not have any anger issues, not have any issues of losing control over my mind. And whatever happened between 2006 after the awakening until 2013 when I started making the videos, all of that I can sum up as stilling the mind, being in the moment, and not overthinking. Okay? So that is the most important. Of secondary importance in my process, but in other people's case might be of primary importance depending on their level of fitness. After you have had a Kundalini awakening spontaneously, but you were never a yoga practitioner, it helps to start being limber right away and be flexible so that the energy can pass through you. Use an exercise ball. That I have found to be very helpful. So my advice to people who had a spontaneous Kundalini awakening is to do alternate nostril breathing, still the mind, stay in the present moment. Don't get caught up in your own thoughts. It's just your mind cooking up thoughts, and you can let go of them, remove them from your mind, and still your mind again. That will help big time. No one needs to be caught up in thoughts and not be in the present moment. Everyone needs to be in the present moment, especially with the Kundalini awakening. That is critical and crucial that you stay in the present moment, completely grounded, not letting mind go helter-skelter and create a chaos of thoughts. That is bad for the process. So having said those things about what has been useful throughout and I would recommend to anyone is these things: alternate nostril breathing, stilling the mind, staying in the present moment, being limber enough to do the contortions and bring the energy into stability. Don't get too carried away with abilities and powers that you get. You will be able to start reading people's minds and pick up their emotions, thoughts, everything when they pass by close to you. It's okay. But I try to keep a conscious barrier. I look above their head and say, you do not influence me at all, 3 times. And then say, cut, cut, cut. Cut 3 times. And imagine a connection from them to you, your aura to that person's aura being cut. And now nothing can penetrate your aura from that person, except for just a conversation that you're having. I do that quite often. If I feel something negative coming from that person, I might pick up toxicity. I do that. Cut, cut, cut. You do not influence me at all. Said 3 times. Looking above the person's head, imagining a connection being cut, and protecting yourself. The mantras I do are Kavach mantras, which are armoring and protection from different deities. I do them before going to bed. When I wake up in the morning, I do some auspicious mantras for Ganesha, Vishnu, and a few others from the Vedas, which are powerful. They have a strong impact, positivity, confidence, and being able to start your day. Be active, be productive, and get a lot done those mantras are very conducive. So you can use some of those. Trial and error. Use mantras. See what develops out of that. For me, this has been helpful. So these are a few of the techniques that I have been practicing since 2006 when the awakening began. Through many ups and downs and things changing in my life, I could stay stable, calm down, relax, be able to let go, and be refreshed, rejuvenated the next day when I wake up. Because of doing these mantras and these practices of mindfulness, alternate nostril breathing, staying in the moment. Yeah, so this is all I have to say, quite honestly, about practices to conduct and experiments to do on your own psyche and body so that everything remains stable, within your control, and you are calm and stabilized throughout the day. It is able to move the energy inside you, do its work, and yet it's not bothersome to you when engaging in outside activities. Whatever you need to do to get to that point of stability, how you were like a normal individual before the awakening, how can you get back to that? At least with the outside world, while the inside stuff is completely different now. Your mind has changed. You have experienced other higher things. But the interaction with outside people and your friends, family, co-workers, etc. has to remain the same. In fact, if it becomes even more stable than who you were before, that's even better. And all of that comes from stilling your mind, letting go, and being grateful for whatever you have received. That will create enormous positive change within you. And it will reflect in the outside world through your behavior as well. Alright? So, a few tips about what I did to stabilize my process, why I am stable and in control of everything. I am able to adjust to the outside world and yet continue this process inside efficiently. Okay? So, these are some of the tips of how I could achieve that and how you can achieve it as well. Okay? Peace, love, blessings. God bless you all. Be well.